All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back again, bringing y'all the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right. All right. So this video is in response to my last video where I issued what I called the Pastor Challenge. All right. And this was a challenge that I actually asked pastors 4 questions. And I wanted to get a few pastors to answer these questions to try to get some clarity, but of course nobody responded. All right, because these are difficult questions. These are the type of questions that a lot of people have that actually wind up leaving the church because the pastors don't know how to answer it. So today, I'm pretty much going to answer these questions. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of information in this video, a whole bunch of new information that a lot of y'all don't know, a lot of information that some of y'all do know. But I'm gonna expose a lot of stuff in this video. I just want y'all to understand one thing, though. All right, I'm not making these videos for myself. Okay, it's not for my self glorification or anything like that. It's not to make myself appear to be anything that I'm not. Okay, I'm making these videos for you. Okay, I know this information. I'm already practicing this information. Okay, I'm making this information. I mean these videos so y'all minds can open up to the truth, and y'all will be able to live this information and actually experience what we know as God in y'all lives. Okay, this is for y'all. All right. I know a lot of people like to condemn me because I teach something different than what they have been taught, but y'all can condemn all the way. But I work for a higher power, brothers and sisters. No matter what y'all want to say, I know that I'm doing the right thing, and the information that I'm putting out here is real. Okay, it's based on reality. All right. So, without further ado, we're gonna get into it. And I hope this video actually registers to a lot of y'all and actually y'all like it. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, folks, let's get into it. Past the challenge. Let's go back to the questions, just so for everybody, so they can remember what the questions were. Question number one was pretty much in the Bible. It says that once Cain killed Abel, he was put out of the land of where he was, and he went to the land of Nod and found a wife. The question is, where did the wife come from? If Adam, Eve, Cain, and Abel were the only people said to be alive at that time, where did the wife come from that Cain found in the land of Nod? Pretty much. Question number two. The Hebrew timeline goes back 6,000 years, okay, to the creation of Adam. How can Adam have been the first man when we have civilizations, bones, and artifacts from humans that are older than that? Pretty much, how can Adam have been the first man or the first human if we can find bones in the ground older than what is said to be the time when Adam was said to be born or put here? Okay. Question number three is Christ gave his life for us, but what makes him different than anybody else that gave their life? Martin Luther King, for example. Basically, this question is about uh, what makes Christ's sacrifice as far as giving his life for his people any greater than anybody else's sacrifice for giving their life. Okay? And it's a great question, and I'm going to explain that fully. And I hope y'all stay tuned till question number three, because I'm going to expose a lot in question number three. Question number one and two, I'm going to answer at the same exact time, because it's pretty much the same answer. Okay? Question number three is going to be real deep. Okay? So I hope y'all stay tuned to question number three. Question number four is how can a person be born into sin? Explain the original sin theory. Because how can a newborn baby that hasn't done anything wrong be born into sin? This is what we want to understand. Okay? And I'm going to help y'all understand that today. All right, first let's go Hebrew timeline. Just to show y'all. Hebrew timeline only goes back to about 4,400 BC, to be accurate. Okay? It only goes back about 6,000 years. And we know that there are monuments, pyramids, civilizations. It's all types of shit that we have found that is older than that. Okay, so we got to understand that how we got to ask this question: how can this be true history? Okay. Now, as you can see, this is a timeline of biblical history. Okay, this is what you got to understand. This is not actual history; it's biblical history. Okay, this is not the creation of humans. This is the beginning of one nation of people. Okay, this isn't the beginning of everybody, and that's what I'm about to get to. To understand all this, we got to understand the origin of these people. Okay, the Hebrew people. Where did it begin? Okay, well, it began in the land of Canaan or Canaan. Okay, and the land of Canaan now was pretty much you want to think about it like a country. Okay, and in this country it had multiple different cities. All right, each city was had a different god. See, this is what you got to understand. The origin of Hebrew theology was not originally monotheistic. Okay, it was originally polytheistic, which means the worship of many gods. Okay, the origin of the theology that the Bible was created off of was originally the worship of many gods, and each god had a different city that it ruled. Okay, let's go to this Bible verse because I'm gonna double down on this. Double down on this. It speaks about it right here in Psalms 82. Okay, the Elohim. Okay, you see how this is capitalized. The Elohim, which means God, stands in the assembly, in the divine assembly. There with the Elohim, lowercase. Okay, this when it's lowercase, it means the plural form of the word El. Okay, El means God, and the plural form means gods. Okay, so God stood in the assembly of the gods, and he judges. How long will you go on judging unfairly, favoring the wicked? Give justice to the weak and fatherless, uphold the rights of the rich and poor, rescue the destitute and needy, deliver them from the power of the wicked. They don't know, they don't understand. They wander about in darkness. Meanwhile, all the foundations of the earth are being undermined. My decree is, ye are Elohim, ye are gods. Okay? Elohim means it's the plural form of El, God. Okay? So, ye are gods, sons of the Most High. El Elyon means Most High. Okay? Sons of the Most High, all of you. Nevertheless, you will die like mortals. Like any prince, you will fall. Rise up, Elohim, and judge the earth, for all the nations are yours. I'm going to tell y'all in a little bit why all the gods will fall. Okay? Because this is actually symbolizing something. Okay? Now, understand how I get this verse out the complete Jewish Bible. Okay, it gives the actual names, the actual spelling for the names of God. That's why I like to refer to that because it's easier to break down the different ways they spell God and show you that it's actually different meanings of God. Okay, so El Elyon means the Most High. Why do you have to understand this? Because for there to be something Most High, there has to be something underneath of it. Okay, there has to be something underneath of it. So the Most High God, which was this guy, okay? This guy is El, okay? El was the original God of the Hebrews or the Canaanite people. Now, each city in Canaan, each one of these little cities was governed or ruled by one of the sons of this guy, El, okay? The golden calf was his symbol, the bull. Okay? Now let's read this little excerpt I put in here. Israel emerges into the historical records in the last decades of the 13th century BCE, at the very end of the late Bronze Age when the Canaanite city-state system fell. The origins from which Israel's religion emerged was accordingly Canaanite. Okay? El, the kind, the compassionate, the creator of creatures, was the chief Canaanite god. And he, not Yahweh, was the original God of Israel. The word Israel actually comes from El. Okay? Y'all see that? rather than Yahweh. He lived in a tent on a mountain from whose base all the fresh waters of the world came from, with his wife, Ashara. Okay? He had 70 children. Okay? And these 70 children made up the assembly of the gods. Yahweh and Bel were one of these children. Bel ruled one city in Canaan. Yahweh was the god of Jerusalem, okay, or Jebus at the time. Yahweh was not originally the patriarch God or the creator God of anything. Yahweh was a child. He was a son, lower God than the creator God of the world, which was El at the time, okay, which was this guy. Now, when we go back to this verse, we see that, hold on, let's not go to that verse. Is it this verse? All right, this verse is Deuteronomy 32, verse 8 and 9. When the Most High, Elion, gave to the nation their inheritance, when he separated humanity, he fixed the boundaries of the people according to the numbers of Elohim. Now again, Elohim means gods. According to the number of gods, which were all his son, or sons of El. That's really what it translates to, sons of El. So he distributed the nations of men according to his children, which were the sons of El. Again, El and the sons of El make up the assembly of the gods. Now, Yahweh was giving his portion, which was Jacob's people. And everybody knows who Jacob people is Israel and Judah. So this is why Judah and Israel is the chosen people of Yahweh, because Yahweh chose from his father, when his father was distributing the nations, Yahweh chose Judah and Israel for his people. This is why the Hebrew is the chosen people of Yahweh. Okay? Y'all have to understand that. Gotta understand that. Okay? This is El. Okay? So, over time, we gotta go over time. After all this, we went into, well, what they went into slavery or into Egypt and was put into slavery. This never happened. They were never in Egypt, never went into slavery. None of this ever happened. What happened was it was some type of war and they got evicted and ran out when all this fell. When Canaan fell, the people scattered, okay? And a new ruler moved in because the whole land got conquered, okay? So new people, so they got scattered for a few years. Now, all this is not pretty much false history. Like Trump say fake news, this is fake news, ladies and gentlemen. This is fake news. This is all a recreation of a particular science. It's all mythology, and it's all meant to teach you something. But you got to understand the stories behind the stories before you can actually understand what all this is talking about. So over time, you feel me? They wound up getting back into Israel around after the Babylonian exile. Okay, after the Babylon exile, which happened around the 7th century. Where's the Babylonian exile? Here. After this time, around the 7th century. Okay, around the 7th century BC is when the Torah was written. Okay, because they say before the Torah was written in the 7th century, it was all a spoken language. All this was spoken from word to mouth over all these thousands of years. That's what I want you to understand about this stuff. I remember when I was coming up in elementary school, we used to play this little game in class, right? And pretty much one person would whisper something into their neighbor's ear, and they would have to then go to their neighbor and whisper that same message into their neighbor's ear. Now, by the time this message made it around the room, it was a completely different message, okay? So that poses another question. How can you expect me to believe that a message went from word of mouth over thousands of years? Look at all these. I'm not making, this is a couple hundred years. It's a few hundred years. You know what I mean? And not get twisted, not get misconstrued, not get changed, okay? When people can't even put one sentence around one group of people and make that sentence stay the same within 10 seconds. But this message stayed the same over years. It's just not. It's just not. It's something deeper to all this, and that's what I'm gonna bring out to y'all today. I'm gonna show y'all what the deep meaning of this book is, and hopefully y'all pay attention to what I'm saying, because I'm about to get deeper than Yahweh having a father. The God that y'all call God of the Bible today originally had a father. Okay, originally had a father, and he did not become the creator God of Israel till after the Babylonian exile. Okay, to after this time. This is when Yahweh and monotheism started. Because when they came out of exile, they just said, fuck it. We are the only people. Wasn't no more other Canaanites. It was just the people from in Jerusalem. They went back to Jerusalem, and since Yahweh was the original God, was the God of Jerusalem, they just called him God. Or took all the attributes of El and all the other gods and all the other sons of El, and they put them into one understanding, which was Yahweh. And here goes again in the Bible. Exodus 6 verse 3 states, I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as El-Shahidi. Now let me show you. El-Shahidi, God Almighty, or God of the mountain, is this guy. Look it up. I can't make this up. Matter of fact, all these names can be attributed to this guy originally, and then was changed later on in history to this guy, Yahweh. Now, I want to point something out to y'all, because I know y'all see that I have just changed, like the name of the age just changed. Like right here, we was in the age of Taurus when they worshiped the golden calf. It's because they were in the age of Taurus, okay? The bull. This is the sun. This is because all these books, okay? This is what I want you to understand. All these books are sun books. Worship of Ra. Torah, worship of Ra. Helios Biblos, the sun book or sun papers, okay? The Quran, wisdom of Ra. Okay? All these are teaching about the sun. Now, why is this important? Because this form of theology was taught during the age of Taurus. Okay? The bull. This is representing the sun and the energy that the sun is giving during the age of Taurus. And this is the theology that came with it. It's because every age they changed the theology. They changed the theology in the name of God to age of Aries. Now you have Abraham. God comes to Abraham and tells him what? Not to sacrifice his son, but to sacrifice the ram. Okay? What do they blow before temple? They blow the ram's horn. Okay? And this is the most significant, because this is what you got to understand. The age of Aries is known as the age of I am. Okay? It's the I am energy that we receive from the age of Aries. Now, this is why Yahweh literally means I am. Okay? In the Bible, if you look at any modern translation, even the King James translation, it says, and God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shall you say unto the children of Israel, I am has sent you. Okay? Has sent me unto you. Okay? Yahweh literally means I am. It's because we are in the age of I am, and it's representing the sun and the energy that we are receiving from the stars during the age of Aries, the I am. This is why the law was introduced, because it's the age of law. Okay? It's the age of law. This is why the law of Moses was introduced or put in during this age. Okay? It's all representing a different energy being felt in the world during a different time or a different age in history. Okay? This is why Moses came off the mountain and destroyed the golden calf. It's because he was ushering in the new age. He was destroying the old age. We had to come out the old age to experience the new age, the age of law. And we have to follow that energy during this age. Now it gets worse. I'm sitting here and tell y'all, a lot of y'all might not even believe me with that. I'm showing y'all exactly where all this is coming from, but a lot of y'all might still be lost. So let's go further. Now we have the age change again, okay? The age changed again to the age of Pisces. And we have the Lamb of God being born, okay? or the great fisher of men. Why is he called the Lamb of God? It's because his father is the ram. Okay? You see? His father is the ram, therefore, he is the Lamb of God. Why do you see these pictures on bumper stickers? Why is Jesus with a fish around it? What does this mean? He's the great fisher of men. It's because of the age of Pisces, and the symbol for Pisces is what? The fish. Okay? It's the fish. This is the age of I believe. Okay? This is why whoever believes in me shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Because this is representing the sun's energy in the age of Pisces. Okay? It's all changing depending on the position of the sun in the zodiac. And so does the theology, the mythology, because all these teachings are just myths, teaching you a real science that I'm going to get to on question number 3. I'm going to teach you all this real science. But it's all teaching you something, okay? This is not something that is actually supposed to be taken like an actual history book, and this is the mistake that we're doing. We're actually thinking it's a history book and thinking, I'm going to get to all that in question number 3, all right? But this is what y'all got to understand, you feel me? Because the age has changed again. And just like they gave us these books in the different age, they gave us in the age of, well, they say a spoken language, even though we have dug up tablets that prove that Yahweh and El were closely related, and Ashara was both the wife of El and the wife of Yahweh. Okay? So we have to pay attention to that. Yahweh had a wife and he had a father. And we can prove this. Okay? They have dug this shit up in 1999. What is the guy name? I got the guy on here right here. This guy right here, I can't pronounce the name, so I'm not even going to try to. I don't want to insult him. But y'all see how it's spelled? I put it up here just so y'all can research for yourselves. The stuff that he dug up in 1999 is proving everything that I'm telling you right now. This is not something that I'm just making up. This is a new discovery that has been, well, not new, but might be new to some of y'all. But you know where I'm coming from with that. But yeah, this guy, look him up, look what he found in the ground, and it'll tell you that Yahweh was the son of El. He was originally a son. He was not the original creator God of Israel. Why? It's because it's all mythology based on the signs of Egypt. All of it comes from Kemetic science. It's just a remake of Egyptology and the knowledge that came out of Egypt. They just changed it for different people, okay? Now, just like I was saying, like they changed the book for each age. This is the age of Aries. This is the age of, these two are the age of Pisces. Both of these books came in the age of Pisces. Now, this is the next one. What did God tell his disciples to do once he was gone? He told them to go into the city and find a man with a water pitcher and go into his house. The next sign of the zodiac is Aquarius, whose image or symbol is a man with a water pitcher. Okay? And what is the zodiacs called? They're called different houses of the zodiac. So once the age of Pisces is gone, go into the next house. And they already gave us a different book. They already gave us our new book. It's the internet. Because we're on the age of I know. Okay? We're no longer in the age of Pisces, which is the age of I believe. We don't have to believe. We can know for ourselves the truth, okay? All we have to do is use what we got and research it and find out the truth, okay? Do stuff like this. The internet is affecting you right now. That's the reason that you're watching this video. It's because of the internet, okay? We got to do for ourselves now. This information is here. They put it here. Okay? Whoever is controlling the wheel, that's controlling all this and turning and changing the theology and has been doing this for thousands of years, whoever's doing that shit has introduced the internet into the world and put all the information you need to evolve your soul right here on the internet. But you got to put in the work yourself to do it. Nobody can do this work for you. Nobody can evolve your soul, not near pastor and not near church. You have to do the work yourself. And that's what we're going to get into in question number 3. All right. So we're going to go on to question number 3. And I'm about to preach now, because it's a lot of shit we got to understand about ourselves and about how this world works. All right. So question number 3: what makes the sacrifice of Christ, okay, greater than the sacrifice of anybody else? Okay. We got to understand where all this come from first. And I hope I don't lose nobody when I say this, but Christ is not something that was ever meant to be worshipped. Christ was never written in that book. The story of Christ was not written in that book for you to worship a person named Jesus Christ. It was written in that book for you to understand and get an image of what a divine person looks like. So you in your own life can walk like Christ. So you can have an image of how to walk. Because you are to become Christ. Okay? It is an image of what you are to become, not an actual person. If you want to talk about the actual person name would have been Yeshua ben Yosef. Okay? Not Jesus Christ, because the letter J wasn't even created till the 16th century and couldn't have been Jesus Christ, because the letter J didn't even exist. Okay? So you got to understand, a person, it is a story of something else. Just like, all right, this is what I want you to understand. Just like all these other so-called gods are just different stories describing the same energy that actually exists. It has always existed. Okay? The same principle known as divine consciousness or the divine mind. Okay? Okay? The story of Christ is actually a assimilation of all these other stories. Okay? It is a description of what you are to become. Okay? And how to become like Christ. All right? Here goes another image. This is Isis and Horus, or Aset and Haru. Okay? This is the original version and Christ. Okay? This is the original image that was manipulated into this in later centuries. Okay? All this comes from out of Egypt. Now, this is what you got to understand. At its base, all theologies, whether it be Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, whatever, Taoism, whatever one you want to name, has one similarity. They're all teaching about the same thing at the source. All right? They are all teaching about the third eye, okay? The third eye and how to activate it, how to have divine consciousness born in you, okay? How to be born into the light or into the energy that is Christ, or that is Haru. It's an energy that went by many names throughout history, not just Jesus Christ. It went by all these names. It is just a different description of what you are to become. All right? Now let's get back to the third eye. Christ tells you this. The light of the body is the eye, and therefore if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. This is talking about the pineal gland. All right? And the activation of the pineal gland. Because when you activate your pineal gland, it sends out light. Okay? It flickers on and off. All right? Now, this light wakes up all the dormant brain cells in your body. All right? All the dormant brain cells that are sleeping right now, it wakes up. All right? And it actually sends signals to all the rest of your cells in your body, and it gives you perfect health. This is why they have taken the symbol of your chakra system and your Kundalini energy going up and down your spine and put it into the medical symbol that you see at most hospitals today. It's because it means health. It means perfect health. And once you have went through this process, you can reach what is known as the heavens. The heavens of the mind, or the heavens of the universe. I'm gonna explain how all this works in a second. I know I'm losing a lot of y'all, but I'm not hoping I'm not losing y'all. All right. As for you, the anointing which you receive from him abides in you. Okay? The anointing which you receive from him abides in you. And this is because from your cerebrum, all right, it secretes a fluid that we call spinal fluid, and it goes down your spine, all right, and it comes back up. And it kind of anoints, not anoints, but baptizes and coats the pineal gland, okay? Now, when you have awakened your Kundalini energy and it comes up your spine and it anoints, because when the Kundalini energy does, it activates, okay? It'll activate your pineal gland. And this is what the anointing is. That's why the anointing is in your body. It's because of the fluid that your cerebrum secretes every 30 days that goes up and down your spine that you can energize, okay? Through opening up your chakras. You can energize this fluid and it activate your pineal gland. It's called back in ancient times. It was called the holy crystals. Okay, the holy crystals. All right, the holy oil. That's what it means. The anointed or the anointing oil. That's what it's talking about. It's all everything's actually talking about the activation of this gland. All right, divine consciousness. Divine consciousness is a state of consciousness that the mind obtains when it is connected to and operating on the universal vibration that connects us to source. This state is achieved by the purification of the mind, the body, and the soul. You have to purify the mind, the body, and the soul. You have to actually do something, folks. And let's go back to the Bible, all right? Because I'm not making this up. You don't have to believe anything I just told you, okay? Anything I just told you. But believe this, because this is in the Bible, okay? This is what Christ says, all right? Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works. And then will I perform unto them, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work in iniquity. Okay? Why does he say this? Why does Christ say that? It's because you have to do more than just walk up to your pastor and say, I accept Christ into my life. That is not it. You have to actually do stuff. You have to actually do the works of the Father, which is the Spirit. You have to do the works of the Spirit and not of the flesh. Okay? This is what Christ is telling you here. And unless you do the works of the Father, you will not ascend to the heavens. Okay? You will stay here. He would turn, you would come to him and he would turn his back on you. This is what the story is telling you. It's because you have to do something. Just because you say you are saved doesn't mean you are saved. You ain't saved unless you have the vibration that is love in your heart. Okay? Now, what is the vibration of love? All right? Vibration of love operates on between 128 to 156 megahertz. Or hertz. This is the heart chakra. All right? This is the bridge between the lower self and the higher self. Okay? Or the lower mind and the higher mind. All right? And you have to have this, be operating on this vibration to ascend to the heavens. Because this is what's happening. We have 7 rays of energy, okay, that comes from the creator or the source, or as most people like to call God. All right, there's 7 rays of energy that streams through our energy. Through our universe. It's called, one of them is radio waves, then you have microwaves, then you have infrared rays. All these rays, these 3 rays operate below the visible light spectrum. Means they can't be seen. They are low vibrational energies and they can't be seen, okay? Don't mean they're not here right next to you. They just can't be seen. But they are still here. They're all around us right now. We just can't see them because they are below the visible light spectrum. Then you have the visible light spectrum. Then you have the higher vibrational rays, which is ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma ray. Okay, these are the higher vibrations or the higher energies. Okay, and these also cannot be seen because they are above the visible light spectrum. Okay, all these energies are in existence and operating right around you right now. You just can't see them because it's not operating here where we are operating at in the visible light spectrum. All right. Now I say that to say this because when you die, all right, your body that is operating on the visible light spectrum remains here, but your soul, your spirit body, which is your highest self. Let me go to this slide first, and I'll go back to that one. It's because of this. Your lower self and your higher self, all right? Your physical existence and your spiritual existence. Your lower chakras is your lower minds, okay? And these dictate your lower emotions, all the things that keep you attached to this physical existence, okay? Such as, I got a whole chart. Survival instincts. Your root chakra is your survival instinct, security, and grounding, okay? This is just like basic survival, like just trying to take care of yourself and make sure you're in the best position for yourself. Most people operate in this mind, okay? We are all operating in one of these three lower vibrations, okay? A lot of us live in our emotions. We operate through our emotions. If we're mad, we're going to let everybody know we're mad. If we upset because we are being ruled by our emotions and our sexual energy, okay? A lot of us aren't in control of our sexual energy. That's why we run out here and that's why you have what you call dogs and hoes and all this other type of stuff. It's because people aren't in control of their sexual energy. And even less people are in control of their emotions. People are ruled by their emotions, okay? Instead of them ruling their emotions. And that's what has to be done. You have to rise out these lower vibrations. Your third chakra, which is your solar plex, is pretty much, that's like your self pride, okay? Or your self glorification, your ego. Like when you want the world to see you as the best, that's self-worth. You know what I mean? And that is a low vibration, okay? All those are things that we operate on. Most of our life is dictated in one of these three chakras. We do everything in our life to satisfy one of these three chakras, or all three of these three chakras, okay? Some of us are operating a little bit in the heart chakra because some of us do express love and compassion, but for the most part, we are here for survival. We are literally trying to do what's best for our physical existence and ignoring the higher existence, the higher minds, okay? We ignore our higher chakras or our higher self, which is our spirit self, our spirit existence. Because this is what you got to understand. You are billions upon billions of atoms vibrating amongst each other, okay? Now, what an atom is 0.001% matter, okay? And 99.99% energy. That means the majority of your physical makeup is energy, okay? Whether you see it or not. If you don't see it, it's because it is operating below the visible light spectrum, okay? You can't see it. But your job is to make it be seen, to start operating in the higher frequencies, and it will raise your vibrations, okay? Once your vibrations is risen, you can ascend to the higher chakras and be able to see, okay? We are right here, all right? So we can see everything on these wavelengths. We can't see anything under. We can't see anything above. But that doesn't mean they're not there. Our ancestors right now are literally right here around us. They're just operating on these waves of energy that can't be seen. They never went anywhere. When the soul left the body, it just left the body. It didn't leave here. Okay? The souls that don't ascend, because you can only ascend in the physical body. Okay? You can only raise your vibrations in the physical body. This is the point of having a physical existence. It's to ascend. It is to reach a level of consciousness that is connected to source, okay? To reconnect with the source, because right now we are not connected with the source. We have no understanding of it. We can't interact with it, okay? It's because we're operating on lower vibrations, which is hell, okay? We are in hell right now. It's because we are experiencing an existence without God, or that is separate from source, which is operating on in gamma rays, which is operating in higher frequencies, okay? We have to raise our vibrations, folks. We have to stop dealing in our lower emotions and letting our emotions rule us, and start becoming masters of ourselves, masters of our emotions, okay? Stop thinking that we got to live our lives for the betterment of us solely, and start living our lives for the betterment of mankind, for everybody, for the universal, okay? Instead of for the personal. Because, like this says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. Mammon literally means you cannot serve money, wealth, and material possessions and serve God. You either want to serve your physical existence, or you're going to serve your spiritual existence. All right? You want to serve your lower self, or you want to serve your higher self. And the choice is yours. But this is what happens. Every time that you choose to stay in your physical existence, you stay here. Because what the soul does, it doesn't disappear, okay? It reincarnates, all right? It stays here and helps with the universal energy until it's time to come back into the physical world to have another chance to ascend, okay? Into the higher consciousness. Now, what happened to the people that ascend, they transform into what is known as the light body, or the rainbow body, okay? This is called the rainbow body. Well, let me get to my slide. The rainbow body, all right? It's when you emit light. You are operating on a frequency 1,000 times higher than what you are operating on now, okay? It's because your pineal gland is open, and it's rising your vibrations. It's making your vibrations operate so fucking, excuse my language, so high that you cannot hold a physical form anymore. You actually transform into energy. Your biophotons become fully charged, and you transform into energy, okay? This is what this is. Buddhists call it the rainbow body, but it is known as the light body, okay? It is known as the light body. I don't want to go there. Like I was saying, though, it all is because of your heart chakra, all right? This is the bridge between your lower self and your higher self, all right? So you got to vibrate on this level. You have to raise your vibrations from this, what is operating on right now, to this, all right? And then you gain access to the higher levels. You have to have Christ in your heart. What is Christ? Love. Christ is the love vibration we've received from the sun. This is why the Bible is Helios Biblos, which means the sun book, okay? It's all about the sun and the energy that we receive from the sun. You have to actually do something. You have to change how you actually live your life. You got to become a master of yourself. You can't keep on thinking that you were put here to make money and acquire wealth, okay? Because that is not why you were here. How much time have you spent actually doing the things trying to acquire wealth? How much time? Every day. That's most of your thoughts is based in your physical reality, and you serve no time to your spirit self, or to God. And that's the problem. And that's what that's about. That's why a lot of y'all that say you are saved ain't saved at all, because y'all don't have love in your heart. Y'all got a love for money. That's about it. That's about it. Y'all sit there and pass around a collection plate every Sunday like that's what Christ told y'all to do, knowing that Christ told y'all. This is the story. I'm gonna tell y'all this story. This is how you know money has nothing to do with your spiritual, okay? So every week that you go offer your money to church, they actually take it from you, because money has nothing to do. You're not offering anything to God. You're offering your money to the church. And this is how you know it. The Pharisees came to Christ and asked him about taxes. Christ knew this was a trap. So what he told the Pharisees was, take out a coin. They took out a coin. He asked them whose face was on the coin. They said, well, it's Caesar's face on the coin. He told them, well, give the Caesar what is Caesar's and give the God what is God's. Okay? So I'm going to ask you the same thing. Take out that dollar that you put in church, or that $10, $20, or that 10%. Take it out. Look at it. Whose face is on it? Is it God's face? I know it says in God we trust, but it's not God. Those are a bunch of white men on them papers, on them pieces of paper that you were offering to the church. You didn't offer anything, because the things that you have to offer to God are the things of the higher self, the things of the spirit, the things of your spiritual self. How many people did you help that week? How many people did you actually give your time and your energy to bettering, to helping build a better world around you? Okay? Like, what are you really doing? How much charity did you give that week? Did you, like, even just the random bum that walks up on you and you know he gonna buy some liquor with it? You feel me? Just give him $5 anyway, because it's not about him. You never know. He might be actually telling the truth. He might actually be out there starving and really need 50 cents. But you make your own your own assumptions, and y'all might miss y'all blessings by doing that. It's because we still operating in our lower minds, people, our lower selves. And unless you have love in your heart, which is Christ, okay, you will not be able to rise to heavens and be able to, because heaven is here right now with us. It's just operating on a higher frequency, and we can't see it. We cannot see it because we're not operating on that frequency, but it's right here around us. Right here around us. We don't actually go anywhere. We just operate on different frequencies and we experience different levels of existence. That's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. It's about ascending from your lower self into your higher self and becoming your highest self. Okay? Which is known as the Christ consciousness, or divine consciousness, or the Haru consciousness. Okay? You have to activate your crown chakra. This is why, all right, you got 33 vertebrae in your spine, all right? 33 vertebrae. How old was Christ when he died? 33, right? Where was he killed at? Golgotha, or Calvary, okay? Which really literally means the skull, or a place of the skull. It's because when the Kundalini energy passes the 33rd vertebrae, okay, it enters into the skull and is crucified by the two energies on the cross of the two energies, okay? It's a cross. The two Kundalini energy crosses when it enters into the brain, all right? You see the cross? It's all talking about the ascension of this energy that I was just describing to you. All of us have something. The Egyptians described it like this. They said that you have a snake at the base of your spine that's laying dormant, that is asleep. That once your body is operating in the right way, once you have purified your body and your mind, it awakens the snake. And that snake rises up your spine and activates your pineal gland. It's not an actual snake, it's energy called your Kundalini energy, or your serpent power. Okay? And it activates your pineal gland, and it transmutes your body onto a higher frequency. All right? And connects you with source. All right? Once you are connected to source, you are in heaven. You have made it to the heavens. All right? It's all about the state of consciousness, because we are not actually in a physical world. We are in a mental world. Everything is controlled by thoughts. Believe it or not. All right? We got to understand this stuff, people. We in a new age. We got to understand this. We got to have the love in our heart. We got to be operating on this frequency. And it only happens by starting to operate on these frequencies. All right? Starting to, where my slide at? Starting to, instead of using our emotions, you see what I'm saying, that dictate, start using intuition, conscious thought to solve our problems. Most of us wanna use our fists, okay, to solve our problems. We get angry, we want to fight everything instead of thinking about the problem first. You see what I'm saying? Most of us put our own selves in our own problems and create our own problems in our own life just simply because we're operating in these three chakras instead of operating in these chakras. Okay? The higher self or the higher mind. And that's what we got to do. It's just, and it's all in the Bible, even though it's hidden in the Bible. The Bible, it has two forms. There's one form for the sheep and the other form for the shepherd. The shepherd are the ones that actually take the time to do the work to actually study this. You see what I'm saying? It actually gave us the information, okay? Because once you acquire certain levels of information, you can read the Bible easily, okay? But if you don't know the information, you would never be able to even know this. I mean, this stuff would be in the Bible because you don't know about it. All right, that's why you got the blind leading the blind right now. The pastors and their pastors before them have been blinded. They've been blinded to the truth. They have been like fools and built their church on sand. All right, I'm trying to give y'all a firm, okay, a solid foundation on y'all spirituality. So y'all cannot be like the fool and be like the wise man and build y'all foundation on the rock, because this is truth. You have to vibrate higher. You have to raise your spiritual vibration and operate in spirit, because you cannot serve two masters. You either going to serve your flesh and exist in this world, or serve the spirit and exist in the next. That's the choice. All right? But you keep on going out here and y'all want to, this is y'all main focus is to get money. Let's get rich, and y'all think that's the path for black people. Oh, no, you got to save yourselves first. Then let's worry about getting wealth once we work on our souls, because that's the real wealth. Once we purify ourselves, the first step will be to purify the body. All right, stop putting the poisons in your body, because the spirit ain't going to empty a dirty vessel. Okay, you got to purify yourself first. Fast. Start eating more fruits and vegetables. Cut out the red meat and the pork. You ain't supposed to be eating it. It's killing you. It's killing your biophotons. Okay? I just want to get y'all to understand it's deeper than what y'all believe. I'm not trying to lead y'all into any different belief system. There is only one source. All right? But we are different vibrations of that source. Okay? There's one energy in this world, actually, okay, that distributes itself through 7 different forms of energy in our universe, okay? And these 7 forms of energy create our 7 chakras. After it's filtered, these 7 forms of energy is filtered through our sun, and that from the sun create our 7 chakras. Let me be more accurate for the people that may try to come for me in the comments. Let me be accurate, all right? It's all about these rays of energy, folks. These energies actually come from the Creator. All the Creator's energy. They actually send signals and information to your cells and to your DNA. Each one of them. You just got to vibrate on the frequency so your body can actually obtain that information that it is giving you. Okay? You got to vibrate higher. Vibrate up here. We vibrating down here. You got to vibrate higher. That's what it's about. All right. Did I get that pretty good? I think I pretty much got that pretty good. And here goes another verse. All right. Enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. It's because represents your spinal cord. All right, and these represents your energy. These low glows represents your different energy centers. A lot of people go through your lower self. These are your lower selves. A lot of people want to operate in their lower self. But the path to righteousness is straight and narrow. You have to walk the path of righteousness. All right? And it leads to ascension. All right? It leads to the heavens of the mind, or the heavens of existence. All right? This is what it's all about. It's about ascending, folks. It's about you doing the right thing instead choosing to do the right thing instead of choosing to do the wrong. And this is not something you can fake. You can fake to me and act like you're a good person all day, but unless you actually change yourself and to change the way you think and raise your vibration to actually be a good person, ain't none of that shit real. You might as well just give it up and be the asshole that you is. Got to change yourself, folks. Now let's go to this last and final question. Question number 4. Explain how newborn baby is born sinner or born in sin. Well, first you got to understand that you are not your body. All right. This body will one day go back to the earth. Okay. But it's your soul. God did not make. All right. This is what it is. God did not make your body in His image. God never took the physical form. God is spirit. All right. So He made your spirit in your energy. He made your spiritual self. All right. Is an image of God. That's why it is eternal. That's why it cannot die. It's because it's made in the image of God. Okay? You think you are this body? No, you are your soul. You are the energy behind the body. Okay? And that is eternal. All right? Now, what happens to this energy, like I was saying, it reincarnates. It has multiple lifetimes. It keeps on going in a constant circle of life and death until eventually it reaches divine consciousness, like I just explained, until eventually it ascends to the higher levels of energy, or to the higher vibrations, or to the heavens. Okay? So, and as you reincarnate, you take the karma. Each life you create karma. Most of us die because of negative karma, or because of our negative energy. Something was holding us to this earth and we did not ascend. You see what I'm saying? Or else we would have ascended if we was totally pure. Okay? If we purified our body, minds, and soul, we would have ascended. We would not have remained here, and our bodies would not have died, because our bodies would have transformed into light bodies. Okay? I hope y'all understood that. But so you bring your karma into your next life. So when you are born, a newborn baby, right, is born. I'm gonna explain all this. A newborn baby is born into what? Darkness. Okay? What I mean by darkness is he's born without an understanding of the spiritual world or his spiritual self. He is born disconnected from source. He has no understanding of the source. Okay? Which means you are in darkness because you don't have any understanding of the light. This is what the Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 through 5 is actually talking about. It's not talking about the creation of the world. It's talking about your birth and what it takes from your birth to the time that you reach spiritual enlightenment. Okay, which is the light being born in you. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But you got to understand the heavens and the earth do not actually represent actual heavens or actual earth. It does not represent places. These actually represent you. And it represents the spirit body and the physical body. Okay? So in the beginning, God created the spirit and the mind, or the spirit or the soul and the body. Okay? And the earth was without form. The mind was without form. When you are born, your mind is not fully formed, okay? And it is void, and darkness is upon the face of the deep. Like I just explained to you, it has no understanding of the spirit or of God, okay? Until eventually it moves in a way, and certain energies, and through certain experiences in life, you are driven back to the source. Like right now, a lot of you are watching this video is because you are being driven back to the source. Okay, the universe wants you to know this information. Okay, and you are being given this information right now. This is the light, the spirit of God moving through the deep. Okay, it's moving upon the face of your waters right now. All right. But all you got to do is turn your mind to the light. All right. You have to accept, okay, that there is something out here that's more powerful, okay, then you, but is you at the same time. I know that's kind of confusing, but all right. So the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the deep, and God said, "Let there be light." This is your pineal gland opening. All right. Your pineal gland's open and it shoots light throughout your body and it pushes out all the darkness. This is separating the light from the darkness because the light automatically separates the darkness. Okay. It pushes out all the darkness that's in you. This is the Christ energy. Okay. That's moving through you. The light. This is why Christ is the light of the world. This is why Christ is the light. All right. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and evening and the morning was the first day. This is why the evening is the beginning of the day. It's because everybody is born into darkness. All right. And then through their life, all right, through the awakening of the Kundalini energy, all right, through the awakening of the Kundalini energy, they are born into the light. The light is activated in. Okay? This is talking about your spiritual journey. This isn't talking about the creation of any world. We have been taught wrong. I'm sitting here telling y'all, we have been taught wrong. People don't know what they're talking about. I don't know why you would believe something that was given to you by your enemy any damn way. Why don't you research this shit? Instead of getting mad at me talking about I don't know what I'm talking about, want to call me the devil because I'm only sitting here trying to teach you the truth. Now I'm the devil. Devil don't even exist, and you scared. A lot of y'all don't want to believe anything I'm telling y'all right now because y'all asking yourself this one question: What if you're wrong though? What if it's actually the Bible's actually true? I'm sitting here telling you, God had a father originally. Was that true? Ask yourself that, because I ain't making that shit up. Was any of that shit true? I'm telling you what's going on. They're telling you a story about energy that actually exists, okay? And these stories are all mythology. We just have to learn and understand the science behind the mythology so we can move forward in our lives. We have to start operating in our higher selves and start mastering our lower selves, okay? Start walking the path of righteousness. Be a righteous man. That's what I'm trying to be. I don't know what y'all trying to be. I just want to be a righteous man. And from now on, we're going to do like the Bible. This is like my last video I'm making, and like this context to actually teach y'all the science of what's behind the Bible and actually trying to like decode the Bible, because in all reality we have to understand where we come from first. All right, the Bible tells you, all right, Moses knew everything of the Egyptians. Okay, Moses was an Egyptian priest. Jesus spent his whole early life in Egypt. Okay, both these examples came out of Egypt. All right, they were fully learned in the knowledge of Egypt. So I advise y'all to do the same. And from now on, this is what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be teaching y'all Kemetic science. My next few videos will be basically on Kemetic science and teaching y'all the knowledge of self as our ancestors taught it to the people. That's where you got to start. Before Christ started his ministries, he knew everything of the Egyptians, so why not you? If you're going to be Christ-like, shouldn't you do like Christ? Shouldn't you walk in the path of the prophets? Who told you this shit was wrong to study or to know? That's right, your enemy, not your friend. Wasn't your friend that told you that. They tell you certain things to keep you scared of your own heritage. So they know once you understand this information, you will not remain the same. They cannot keep your mind enslaved because your mind will be free. You'll be free thinking for yourself. They cannot keep you attached to this physical, capitalistic world that they have designed if you know that you're not supposed to be serving these things. Money is a tool. not a necessity. They have made money a necessity by making us have to pay for our food, pay for our water, and pay for our shelter. This is against God. And what we have to do as a people is move back to a better way of life. We have to start building our own communities, okay? Start using the money that we are going to work every day for instead of going by these jewelries, these fancy cars, these big fancy houses. Let's invest in land. There's land right now for sale in Arizona. You can get 39 acres for like $29,000. But how many of y'all gonna go out buy a Mercedes next week? How many of y'all gonna buy a 2-bedroom apartment or rent a 2-bedroom apartment? Instead of just going and buying land and investing in yourself and investing in your people. You buy the land, you put in your own systems, you build your own communities. Then you move out of this system. You put your own agriculture into your communities. All right? That way you don't be dependent on this government. You won't be dependent on them for food, water, and shelter. You use solar panels, make your own electricity. Free shit. Okay? We start using free energy. It's here. We know how to manipulate it. But it's us that we hold ourselves back because we happy living in this world. We're happy living in this existence. And this existence is the very thing that's destroying us. And that's what y'all don't get, and that's what y'all don't understand. But y'all call me crazy and think I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. All right? Tell me y'all. My next few videos, we're going to be learning about the Netta and the Netta Rue. I saw a set in Haru. All right? I'm going to teach y'all about yourselves and how to master your minds because that's what it's about. You have to become a master of yourself. Before we can rise as a people, how you going to rise as a people if you still fucked up? We got to fix ourselves first. And then once we fix ourselves, fix the people around us. Once we fix the people around us, we just branch off like that. We got to stop listening to this fucked up music that got us operating in our lower minds. Start making music that makes us think. That makes us want to do right. And make us want to do better in our lives. Why is this wrong? Why do we have to sing about killing each other and selling drugs? Yes, that's a reality for some, but you got some people out here that was never a reality to that's imitating what they hear on the radio. We got to stop destroying ourselves, people. That's all I'm saying. And understand that this information is real. We got to change ourselves and change the way we think, change the way we walk, change the way we talk, change the way we act. Because we are being ruled by our lower self. Y'all worried about the white man ruling you. Y'all letting yourselves rule y'all. Y'all letting y'all lower emotions rule y'all. Y'all not even in control of yourselves. Of course somebody else going to rule you because you can't rule yourself. Turn the wires up, people. And that's my video. Until next time, I hope I answered them questions. Hit the comments. Please share this video. I know a lot of y'all going to have something to say. So, I mean, hit the comments up. I'm open. You know, I'm an open book. I don't have a problem with debate. I live on debate. So, let's do it. Hope a lot of y'all actually learned from what I presented in this presentation, though, because this is actually real, man. Y'all got to start vibrating higher, man. Y'all gotta get out that fucking lower way of thinking. I thought like that for a long time too. Like my whole life was designed around trying to get money. You know what I mean? And that caused hella problems in my life. But as soon as I started serving my higher self, my life it pretty much calmed down. It's like so peaceful. It's a different energy. It's a different way of thinking. I don't even see the world the same. And I just want to get y'all here and vibrate here, like, so we can all make it to the next level together. Because it's all a journey. All of us are on our own journey. But all right, I'm going to end it there, people. Peace and blessings.